It is times like this you know who your true friends are. So those of you who are faithful to me will prove it in the next month, and you'll prove it on the 28th. And those of you who are faithful to the New World Order structure of the devil, you'll prove that as well. You'll prove that through your lack of insight, your lack of proper application of fair play, your lack of moral outrage. I demand that all those who are loyal to me stop pretending that you're not living in a world full of bootlickers and scum, and start standing up for what's right. It is our time to reveal ourselves incrementally and to fulfill the plan laid out by our forefathers, to restore the Mayat to the planet. See, it's quite simple, really. They have used the principles of old to demonize the generation of new. And as the cycle renews itself and the next generation and we come anew, what happens? One finds himself in quite a predicament. One finds himself trapped. And he has made his own bed. Because as we are so busy in our day-to-day lives, and we skip and we take the shortcut and we take the short path, sometimes we forget where the main path was because we took the shortcut, trying to connect to it on a further point that we weren't ready for. So the time has come where we are going to show our force and our power. Once a man said that I would summon my army together, and he said that he's aligned himself with certain forces and that I wouldn't be able to rise up against them. I believe he said that because he knew that there was animosity there, and he had no idea what he was talking about and what was really in store. He had no idea that the agenda of the New World Order is not to spread Islam. It's not necessarily to spread Christianity either. The agenda of the New World Order is to eliminate all gods. It's to demonize all religions until they're banned and outlawed, and all those who practice a deeper form of insight will be persecuted, because those are the people who challenge the power of the elite one way or another. Either they see what other people don't see and start bring it to their attention, or they use their power of reverent power to gain followers and to start a subversive movement. The only solution to the root cause of the degradation of society is to address the problem at its source. And the source was the ancient knowledge. And as it went to the second level of it being stolen and manipulated, that is the exact point where the problem begins. So starting at the point where the problem begins, that must be dealt with. Either it must be repaired, or it must be removed and replaced with something new. So you must understand, it was the lack of insight, the lack of foresight, the lack of foreknowledge, the lack of understanding what the prophets foretold. That is where they fell short. It wasn't the righteousness of man that got him to heaven. It was his ability to understand the path. It was his ability to embody the spirits of God. It was his ability to come to the point of view of the great shepherd. To come to that point of view that this is the way to go, that this is where safety resides. This is the safe haven. This is the safe place. Jesus of Nazareth, of Bethlehem. Okay? Why do you think I said, give me the strength of Samson? Because it is the exact simile. As Samson was fighting the corrupt establishment that wished to cut off his connection to God, so am I. As Samson was tricked by not only the feminist movement, but the establishment utilizing women, so was I. As Samson was robbed of the right to spread his seed and to guide them, so was I. Was Samson wrong for using the power of God to deal with those who are sorcerers, magicians, scientists with their theorems and postulates? I use the example of the point of view because the point of view is more relative than the quantity of study, because it's quality versus quantity. I can study something for my entire life. Does that make me a Native American? Does that make me a Chinaman? Does that make me a Tibetan? Does that make me from Taiwan? Taiwanese? Does that make me Vietnamese and Hmong? Does that make me an Arawak fucking Indian? Does that make me Cree? Does that make me Fulani or Berber or Amharic or Tigrina? Does that make me fucking Swahili or Semitic or Akkadian or Ubaidian or Phoenician, Romanian, Persian, Syrian? Can I put myself in their shoes simply by studying them and understand them better than they understand themselves? No, I will never concede that point because that is nonsense. No man will ever understand the human mind. They will only begin to start to understand the tip of the iceberg. They will never understand the human mind. They will never understand why we use less than 10% of our brain. Once you understand that there is a certain lack of fair play in every authority figure by design, you only reach this position where we're allowing you to represent Rome by doing our bidding. You want to carry the eagle of Rome? You want to carry the hawk Heru, the falcon Heru? Do you want to carry the symbol of Zeus? Then you must follow the agenda of the temple of Zeus, which is the Roman Empire. The extension of the temple, which took over the government in order to further their temple's agenda. The bloodlines of the followers of the temple. Uranus, Gaia, Saturnalia, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, the sun and the moon, Mithra, Serapis. Think about it. Why was the cult of Dionysus meeting right there by the Christians? Why was the cult of Demeter meeting there, right? What was the priestess of On doing in the Bible? Marrying the Jews. What was Melchizedek, whatever the fuck his name was? You know what I'm saying? What was he doing there? Why was he going over there and saying, I agree, Abraham, you are a great man of God. What was he doing there? I'll tell you what he was doing there. He was furthering the agenda of the cults of the temples. Psalms, proverbs, hymns, books, spells, parables. These are the way that the Africans express their religion. They were put into the form of symbols, and they were put into the material, and then the white man picked up on them. Because the devil is the lord of the material world. As soon as you start expressing spiritual ideas in the material, the devil said, oh, I know that language. Oh, I know what you're getting at. That's why the top secrets of the cult of Ra-Hoor-Khenti are not given on video or in the material form, but only given by God through inspiration to carefully selected members, which is out of my hands. I am the leader of the cult of Ra. I am not Ra. I am the Grand Master. I am the Pharaoh. I am the great priest. But I am not the God Almighty. So the most insightful, profound knowledge, the deepest spiritual knowledge, is reserved for only God to give out. And that's why the scum will never be on my level. If they could study psychiatry for 300 million years, and I guarantee you, they would not have the same insights that I have been given by God. Thank you.